All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. I hope you guys are doing well. Man, I looked at this. I thought about this slogan, and I looked at it, and I said, when this slogan came out from O.J. Simpson about "I'm not black, I'm O.J." We all laughed at it because we didn't know anything about the word black. We laughed at it. We were like OJ cooning again, OJ out here cooning, around a bunch of, about a bunch of Caucasians, and he lost his way and blah 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 blah. Right now, now that we're starting to study our history on the word black, now that we know that in the Soviet Union the people of Caucasus were called black as a derogatory name, as a negative name. Now that we know these things, now that these things are out in the open and people are doing their research, OJ Simpson's quote isn't wrong anymore. It's not funny anymore. OJ Simpson was before his was telling you what's coming, right? He's telling you you're not black. OJ Simpson was telling you this, right? So the statement, I'm not black, I'm OJ, what does it really mean? To me, it means that OJ Simpson is telling you that I'm not part of the system. You're not going to call me, black, which is what the system wants to call me. I'm OJ. I'm what my mother called me, right? I'm what my mother named me. Right. And so I didn't know that back then, right? I didn't when OJ made these statements and everybody's laughing, we're all laughing at him, we're calling him all types of names like coon and OJ lost his way and stuff. We didn't have a clue. We didn't have a clue. This is why it's important not to laugh at people. This is why it's important not to dismiss stuff when you hear it, because you just don't have the information. Just because you don't have the information, just because you haven't done your research on it doesn't mean it's wrong, right? And so this is what we're seeing time and time again, is that the things we made fun of 10 years ago, 15 years ago, a lot of these things are starting to come true today. Okay. So this quote here from OJ Simpson is powerful. I'm not black. I'm OJ. I'm not who you call me, right? I'm not who the system calls me. I'm not what the white slave owners call me. I'm not what the elites call me. I'm not what the black supremacists call me. I'm not what anybody called me. I'm not what the religious authorities call me. I'm not what the system calls me, right? I'm OJ. I'm what my mother calls me. That's powerful, right? That's powerful because, as you guys know, by doing your research, African Americans, Africans, ADOS people were never called blacks, ever, until America, until the American slave owners called us Negro blacks and then blacks. So OJ's telling you, I'm not what you call me, man. You're not gonna call me what your system is. What your system calls me. You're not gonna call me black, you're not gonna call me this, you're not gonna call me that. You're gonna call me what my mother has named me, OJ. That's powerful. We didn't get it back then though, because we were participating in the system, right? We love the system. Matter of fact, we keep the system going because we participate in the system. We believe in the mainstream media. We believe in the system. We believe in everything that's going on that the system provides us. We're participating in the system, which keeps it going. The moment everyone becomes this, the moment everyone, the African American ADOS people say, I'm not black, I'm OJ, that's when the system dies. That's when the system dies. The system that we're under, which they call a white supremacy system or New World Order system or whatever you want to call it, it has different names. When the African American ADOS people, the bronze people, When they say I'm not gonna be you're not gonna call me what the system calls me. I'm not gonna accept that any longer. I'm not going to accept that any longer. I'm who my mother calls me. I'm not black. I'm OJ. I'm not black. I'm John. I'm not black. I'm Steven. I'm not black. Naquisha. I'm not black. I'm Stephanie. I'm not black. You know what I mean? It's basically saying I'm not part of your system any longer. And so OJ, that's what OJ was saying. I'm not part of your system. I'm OJ, right? We didn't understand that back then though. We didn't understand that. We were just we thought he was cooning around. We thought he was cooning around because that's what we were taught. That's what we were told by the mainstream media. That's what we were told. Now we know the mainstream media is a bunch of liars and a bunch of propagandists, New World Order puppets, reading the same script. Every news channel is starting off the same way and reading the same scripts across the world. How is that possible that everybody that news agencies across the world are reading this literally the same exact lines? It's because they're all controlled, and then you must say the same things. You must obey the new world order, right? And so OJ is telling you, I'm not part of this system. I'm not part of that system. You're not going to call me what the system tells you to call me. I'm not part of your system. I'm OJ. That's power. That's powerful. You know, I'm not black. I'm OJ, right? And so we just didn't understand that back then. Now we understand it. Now I understand it, and I love it. I love it because he doesn't want to be part of the system. He doesn't want to be part of he didn't want to be part of the white supremacy. I don't know what OJ does now. I know he golfs a lot now, and he's out of jail, out of prison. He golfs a lot now, and he does have a lot of different types of friends. You know, he has some African American friends. He has some Caucasian friends. He has some Jew friends. He has some Asian friends. He rarely makes posts on social media, but he's always golfing. um, so I don't know what his life is now. I don't know what his mindset is now on all of this. But when he was in his prime, right? When he was in his prime, going through what he was going through, he made it clear: I'm not part of the system. The system calls me black. I'm not part of that system. I'm OJ. I'm what my mother calls me. I'm not bowing down to your system, right? So everybody out here talking about Black Lives Matter, you're bowing down to the system. You're participating in the system that has kept you destroyed, that has kept you down, kept you suppressed, kept you marginalized. You are participating in the system when you pick up the word and you say that you are black and Black Lives Matter because that's what the system has called you. Uh-oh. That's why OJ says I'm not part of the system. I'm OJ. I'm not black. I'm OJ. I'm not part of your system, right? I don't want to be part of your system. Matter of fact, I went into court and I beat your system that marginalizes us and frames us and does all these things. I went in there and I beat that system, regardless if he did it or not, because a lot of people think he did. He actually did do the murder, but he went in there and he actually proved that he didn't do it, even though he might have did it, and most likely a lot of us believe that he actually did do it. You know, and then he wrote a book talking about, yeah, if I did do it? Like, who does that, OJ? You know, so maybe he's not a good example of a of a guy who beat the system. Maybe he wasn't supposed to beat the system, especially if he did do it. But yeah, maybe he was set up. Maybe it was a setup. Maybe it was a I don't know what do you call those things. Maybe it was a sacrifice. Maybe it was a ritual sacrifice. Maybe it was a false flag sacrifice. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a ritual. Who knows? Who knows? But OJ said, I went in there and I beat that system. So don't call me black because when you call me black, you're saying that and I accept that. That means I'm down with your system, and I'm not part of your system. I'm OJ. So imagine if the African American ADOS people said the same thing. I'm not down with your system. Your system calls me black, right? I'm not down with your system. I'm who I am. I'm what my mother calls me. I'm what my father calls me, right? Imagine that. You do that, we all do that. The system dies because the system needs us to make it work. And I'll do that in another video on why they're out there with you marching. Why are they out there with you marching? They're with you marching. And I'm not talking about all white people, and I'm not disrespecting white people when I say that. I'm just we need to know why Asians and whites and Spanish and all these people are out there marching with us, saying Black Lives Matter. Why are they out there with you? There's a reason why they're out there with you. I'm gonna let you know that in the next video. Eyes open, and OJ was right. He's not black. He's OJ. Black it was used as a derogatory word and a disrespectful word in the Soviet Union and Russia for against the people of Caucasus. Black is a word that was used as for the with the slave owners against us for a reason, for disrespect. OJ says, I'm not part of your system. I'm not part of your New World Order system, your Antichrist system, your white supremacy system. I'm not part of that system. As a matter of fact, I beat that system in court. I'm OJ. Imagine if we, as ADOS, African American Africans in America, bronze people, melanated people, started to take that mindset and say, we're not part of the why are we part of this system? Right? This system doesn't do nothing good for us. This system is meant to degrade us and to keep us down and suppress us. Right? Why are we still participating in this system? Right? And it's interesting because Martin Luther King was trying to integrate us into the system, and he should have been doing the opposite. He should have been doing what Malcolm X was doing instead, and he knew it. And before he passed away, he said he made a mistake. Right? They'll never cover that part, though. They never covered the part where Martin Luther King said it was a mistake to try to integrate us into the system. Right? It's not really about Caucasians things. It's about the system, man. Okay. He knew he made a mistake. Martin Luther King made a mistake by doing that. Malcolm X was like, "Nah, bro, we're not. We shouldn't do that. We should be our own. We should have our own system. We should have our own stuff. We should have our own rules and regulations. We should monitor our own selves, police our own selves." It's a grave mistake to try to integrate into that system, man. We're going to be at the bottom of that system, right? So Martin Luther King knew he made a mistake. He also Martin Luther King also tried to get into the economics and tried to bring the economic part to African Americans and ADOS people and trying to empower through economics, and then they killed him. As soon as he brought economics up and said we're gonna try to bring wealth to our people, they said they got to get rid of him. They got to get rid of him because remember, if African Americans and ADOS people rise in the system economically, the system dies. The system dies in several ways. Either African Americans and ADOS people rise economically to become bosses of their own, so they don't need the system, or they free their minds and say, "I'm not black. I'm OJ. Or I'm not black. I'm Stephanie. I'm not black. I'm Shakia or Shaquina or Kimberly or Stacy or Jennifer or whatever your name is, right?" So there's a mental breakout of the system, a break in the system, but then there's also a financial break in the system as well. And I believe that's going to happen. I believe that's going to happen. I believe Donald Trump will. There will be a new constitution because African American ADOS people are going to break out of the system. It's just is what's going to happen. You can already sense that it's going to happen. You can already see that it's turning. You can already see it turning now. You can already see that African American ADOS people are going to break out of this system. Point blank and simple. So they're going to have to create a new constitution. So I believe that a new constitution is coming. I believe that a new monetary policy or monetary system is also going to take place as well. And I believe also God's going to raise his gold and silver as well. Gold and silver will rise, a new monetary system will rise, and a new constitution will rise. And America might have to even change its name from United States of America to the Republic of to the America the Republic or something like that, right? So the United States of America, that's probably going to change to the Republic of America or America the Republic. So we got some big changes that are coming because people are going to wake up and want no longer to be part of the system. It's a system. Doesn't matter what. It's not about white people or this and that. It's a system. You break the system, and you break the mindset of how people operate. Because they're only people's minds are operating in a system. And so if you're privileged in that system, that's how your mind's going to operate as a privileged mind in the system. And you're going to act that way as a privileged person, right? If your mind is if your mind is saying that you're degraded and suppressed in the system, well, you're probably going to be acting that way, marginalized, depressed, woe to me in the system. But if that system breaks, everybody then becomes equal, right? And and things change, right? Because ask yourself this: there's privilege for certain people in this country, right? But there's not that privilege doesn't go to some other countries, right? If you go to Dubai, the same Caucasian people here that might have privilege or think they have privilege in here, which they do in the system, they don't have that same privilege in Dubai. They act accordingly. So they know where they have the privilege, right? Because it's a system, right? If I go to Dubai, we all have basically in Dubai everybody's equal because most people in Dubai are bronze colored, right? White people do not act the way they do here in Dubai because they know that the system is equal in that country. So it's not really about the people, it's about the system, right? It's about the system. There is no privilege, there is no white privilege in Dubai. Everybody has privilege in Dubai. Well, at least when I was living there, they did. You didn't see these Karens and all this stuff on social media. You didn't. That's not happening in Dubai because the system doesn't allow that. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's equal. Everybody plays their part. Everybody's equal. Arabs Arabs are equal. Black, I was about to say blacks. African Americans and ADOS people and bronze people are equal. Everybody's equal. You know, Asians are equal, treated well over there. Now there might be some hidden agendas and some hidden things that go on that we can't see behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But overall, in Dubai and other places around the world, man, unless you're in some places in like Beijing or you know what I mean, like there is some places that really don't like bronze people, and that's because they've been programmed through media to do for that reason. But in other places, man, like you can go around and everybody's equal. Everybody's there is no privilege. So I mean that's because that's the system because the system doesn't allow it. Now there are places that you're lighter in some places in Africa where the lighter the skin color you are, the more privilege you have. But that's because the system allows that. It all depends on what type of system that country is running, right? And so that's why it's not really about the people, it's about the system. So OJ said, I am not black. I'm OJ. I'm not part of your system. You're not gonna call me what the system calls me. You're gonna call me what my mother calls me, right? And so we didn't get that back then, but now I definitely understand why OJ said this. I definitely understand. So I'm not laughing at OJ no more. I'm like, yo, big ups, because he's telling you I'm not part of the system that, and no, you're not gonna call me what the system calls me. You're gonna call me what my mother calls me. All right, peace out. God bless. In my next video, probably be tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you why they're out there. Why they're out there protesting with you. Peace out. Eyes open.